बहुत नवाजिश. Thank you for giving this Garib and Nachis an opportunity to come and speak with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was a very beautiful session.
And we do have quite a few questions in the chat box, if you may want me to address. Some are pertaining to the Gnan and some are not pertaining to the Gnan. But if you remember, Yalimida, thank you for hosting this. It was a really, truly, good thing to do. And thank you. We have our first question that says, as said in the previous lectures, when we die, our free will be taken away. If yes, so then our intellect will also be taken away. Because if there is no free will, then what will be the purpose and function of intellect in the spiritual world, even if the intellect comes with us after death? Can I have your valuable thoughts
on this question, sir? Because this is the third time I think I have received this question. I have received this question earlier too, and I know you have very clearly mentioned it in your sessions on Saturdays and Sundays about this question. But please, if you will throw some highlights on this, we would really appreciate it.
Definitely. So I don't know if it's the same person which is asking the same question again and again and again. If it is the same person, there could be two reasons he's asking same question again and again. One, he does not believe or he does not understand. I'm hoping that he do believe, maybe he's having a hard time understanding. If that is the case, let me explain one more time. I would never mind explaining one time, dozen time or 100 times, as long you are willing to understand. So let's go and try to understand this. Intellect, akal. What is intellect and what is akal? उर्दू के अंदर पहले समझते हैं, आसान अल्फाजों में समझते हैं, बड़ी बड़ी बातों की जरूरत नहीं है, आसान अल्फाजों में समझते हैं। हमारे जिस्म की जान हमारी रूह है, हमारी रूह की जान हमारी अक्ल है। The life of our physical body is our soul, and the life of our soul is our intellect. अगर ये बात आप समझ गए तो लिख लें आप, ताकि फिर नेक्स्ट टाइम क्वेश्चन आए तो आप इसको पढ़ सके। जिस्म की जान रूह और रूह की जान अक्ल, सिंपल आसान अल्फाजों में। अब आए आपके क्वेश्चन की तरफ। जब इंसान गुजर जाता है, यानी कि ये जिस्म मट्टी में मिल जाता है, तो क्या बच जाता है? आप कहेंगे रूह। अगर रूह की जान अकल है तो अकल है या अकल चले गई? आप कहेंगे अकल है। चूंकि आपका सवाल दुगना और कॉम्प्लिकेटेड था, क्योंकि आपने एक तरफ से फ्री विल की बात की और आपने एक तरफ से अकल की बात की। फ्री विल जो है उसका ताल्लुक हमारे जिस्म से है इस दुनिया में। जब हम गुजर जाते हैं, और अगर, यहां पर और अगर है, बट एंड इफ है, इंग्लिश में बट एंड इफ। और अगर हम बुलंद दर्जात पर नहीं पहुंचते हैं तो टेम्पररी हमारी फ्री विल ले ली जाती है हमसे। टेम्पररी क्यों? क्योंकि हमने वो काम अपनी फ्री विल से नहीं किया जिसके लिए हम इस दुनिया में आए थे, तो उसकी पनिशमेंट की खातिर फ्री विल ले ली जाती है। आपकी अक्ल नहीं ले ली जाती है, आपकी फ्री विल ले ली जाती है। उसका एक प्रूफ क्या है बताएं? क्योंकि यहाँ से जाने के बाद हमको इबादत करनी है और इल्म भी सीखना है। अगर हमारी अक्ल ले ली जाएंगी तो हम कैसे सोच समझ के इबादत करेंगे और कैसे हम सीखेंगे और कैसे आगे बढ़ेंगे। यू सी दैट, हमारी फ्री विल ले ली जाती है, हमारी अक्ल नहीं। सेकंड प्रूफ कि हमारा इंटेलेक्ट स्टेज इंटैक्ट विथ आवर सोल, क्योंकि जब हम आस्ते 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 हमारी रूह तरक्की करते 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 जब इमाम के मकाम के पर पहुंचती है तो वहां पर हमें ना सिर्फ इमाम का दीदार, इमाम का नूर, बल्कि हमें इमाम का इल्म और राज और मारिफत भी दी जाती है। इल्म, राज और मारिफत का ताल्लुक अक्ल से है, दीदार और नूर का ताल्लुक रूह से है। तो आपने देखा, यू नीड बोथ। इसी वजह से आज दुनिया में हमारे पास तीन चीज है, जिस्म, रूह और अकल। जिस्म फानी है, मर जाता है, मट्टी में मिल जाता है। रूह परमानेंट है, इंटेलेक्ट हर हमेशा इंटैक्ट रहता है, कभी भी खत्म नहीं होता है। So I hope this answers your question. जी।
Sir, we have one more question. It is not pertaining to your topic, but she has asked me to ask it. Yali Madad, my question is a bit out of topic, hoping to get some details. She says, I was wondering what is the concept of lunar eclipse, especially when it's on a Friday and complete moon that we had this morning.
आवाज कट रही थी, पूरा सवाल समझ में नहीं आया।
Okay. Yeah, sure. It says, Yali Madad, my question is a bit out of topic, hoping to get some details. I was wondering what is the concept of lunar eclipse, especially when it's on a Friday and complete moon that we had this morning.
Okay, I understand. But one of my friends from Canada reminded me that I had forgotten to explain the jism, the ruh, and the akal in English. My apology. What I was talking about was that we have three beings: a body, which is the dust. When we die, we go back into the dust. But the soul remains, and the intellect, which is the life of the soul, remains intact with the soul. And we had given two logical answers for that. One, if someone does not cross all of the levels, meaning they did not do everything they were supposed to do in this world, then they need to do two things after they die: ibadat and learning. They could not do ibadat without understanding what they are doing. For that, they need intellect. They cannot learn anything without having the intellect. So the soul and the intellect remains intact together within the soul. The second logical answer was, when he or she gets to the higher level of Fanafi Imam, at that level they are given few things: Didar, Nur, less ilm, and the marifat, the recognition. The first two, Didar and the Nur for the soul, and the ilm and the marifat for the intellect. And the question was that when we die, our intellect also dies, and we do not go to the other side with intellect, just soul goes away. Intellect dies with the body. And that was not a good concept or understanding. And this was the logical learning and answer to that question. I forgot that I had said it in Urdu and I did not translate that in English. Let's come to your second question. The second question, someone is asking about lunar moon and the full moon. I'm going to put the Friday on side. What does it matter if it's on Friday or Saturday or Sunday? You know, so let's talk about lunar moon and the full moon, which is the important part. Okay. What does moon represent? Number one question. What does moon represent compared to sun? What are the stars compared to moon and moon compared to sun? Sun represents the Imam-e-Zaman. The moon represents Pir. Star represents Dai. Now let's take the logical answer. The reason the moon, you see, sometimes very skinny, the very first day, gets grows, get bigger, and a full moon. And then on the other side, it goes down, and again one single line and dark night. Because Hujjat and the Pirs are sometimes little visible, more visible, and sometimes they are like a full moon, meaning totally visible. Let me explain the totally visible full moon in two different ways. When Imam himself represents the Pir, he is the example of a full moon because his nur, the sunlight, is on the moon and therefore moon is full. Second, when it is the time of the Piratan and Hujjat, at that time, Pir are in their highest full form and giving the knowledge, Hidayat and Isme Azam from the light of the Imam, and therefore their example is of a full moon. In other time, before and after, they are either little bit visible, less visible, and sometimes they are not visible at all. Which time they were not visible? After Pir Tajdin, until Sultan Muhammad Shah declared the Piratan is with the Imam, the Pir were not visible. Then with Sultan Muhammad Shah, Pir Safzali, a Momin, were given a title of a Pir. But he was almost hidden Pir, like a dark night. Because in his lifetime, no one realized he never got the respect as a Pir would receive. He was like a dark night. Pir, but hidden. So the small moon grows, full moon and down, 28 days. The 28 days are taught by our Hujjatan and Dais. The 28 represent the 12 Pirs of the day or Hujjat of the day, 12 Hujjat of the night, and the 4 great Hujjatan. Those are the 28 days of the moon. Then we have one dark night, which makes 29, and then we circle around in the Islamic calendar. If someone wants to ask about the why Imam in his Chandras Farman said that new moon, not full moon, new moon will bring you happiness. So there is another question lingering outside. G.
That was very beautifully explained, sir. Thank you. And we have another question. If we as humans have come out of our free will from Alam-e-Zuriyat to earth, then my question is, how about the Asmani Farishte who do not have free will and they are created to serve Allah? So the question here is that before being made Asmani Farishte, when they were in particles form, as we are asked for our choice before being created in humans from particles,
Okay.
I believe.
This is okay. So looks like a question was made very complicated for no reason at all. So if you give me permission, and with your permission, let me ask you a question on the same line. Let's talk about Insi Farishte or Samawi Farishte. Insi Farishte, earthly angels, human. Samawi Farishte, heavenly angels. This has nothing to do with particle. Nothing to do with particle. That's why I said, let's not make the question very complicated. It's not that hard. So if you accept the question that I'm presenting in front of you, tell us about Samawi Farishte and earthly Farishte. And what is the difference between those two? So if you accept this question, here comes the answer. 3 Natik or 3 speaking being. Animals, human, and angels. Animal barks, makes sound, run around, eat, make babies, and die. They have no free will. Human not only have the intellect, but along with that, a free will. They can act like animal, or they can act like angels. Their deeds can be like animal, their deeds can be like angels. They are right in the middle. We are also called 2 things, and I'm sure आपने सबने सुना होगा. All of you have heard of this. And that is what? Human animal and human angels. These 2 terms comes from where do we lean? If we lean toward the animal, then we are called human animal. We are born just like them. We eat just like them. We make babies just like them. We die just like them. What is the difference? Nothing. Until we use our intellect and we lean the other way. Then we are called human angels. And the Samavi, the heavenly angels, only have intellect. They are pure intellect, no free will. No free will. So if you look at the three beings, just free will, and the intellect, just intellect. Three beings. So difference between earthly angels and the Samavi angel is the free will, and free will due to this body. If someone, a moment, becomes an angel living in this body, but becomes mutu kabla anta mutu fanafi imam, then he can submit his free will to the imam and instantly becomes heavenly angel. So that is the difference between earthly angels and heavenly angels. In the story of Adam, if I would ask you, which angel said no, that we will not bring the dust from the earth? Which kind of angels were there? Because they had the free will, so there must be earthly angel. Which angel was Iblis, who said, no, I will not prostrate to Adam? Could he be heavenly angel? No, he was earthly angel with free will, and therefore he was able to say, no, I will not prostrate to Adam. That's how we need to pay attention to ilm. Ilm is the only way you can tell a difference between animal and human and angel, and you will be able to tell and understand everything of the Zahir and the Batin. Ji.
Sir, the same person is asking the question that in the 28 days circle that you mentioned about the Hujjatan, the four Hujjatans. So who are the four Hujjatans?
They are the Hujjat-e Azams. So 12 Hujjat-e Roz, 12 Hujjat-e Shab, and 4 Hujjat-e Azam.
All right.
Ji.
So there's another question. If a person sees a dream in which his soul has been taken away smoothly, but he was not frightened at the time when the soul was drawn, then that person sees in the dream that his soul goes up to ceiling from where he was made to observe a scene of his childhood when he was just a year old, whereby he was taking baby steps happily. How could this be understood through a spiritual lens? Do you want me to repeat it?
No, I got it. इसको कहते हैं, इस सवाल को कहते हैं कि दुनियाए ज़ाहिर में रहकर आलमे बाला का सवाल पूछना. This kind of question is called that you live in this physical world, but your intellect lives in the other world, the world of the Ruhaniyat. बहुत ही खूबसूरत question. All right, so let's talk about this. आलम ज़ाहिर, आलम ख्याल, आलम ख्वाब, आलम रूहानियत. There are 4 levels of universe. The physical universe, the universe of the thoughts, the universe of the dreams, and the universe of the Ruhaniyat. Let's take the two in the middle. The Alam-e-Khayal, universe of the thought, Alam-e-Khab, universe of the dream. Those two are the example of Alam-e-Ruhaniyat. But in the example and the form of Alam-e-Zahir. So if you have a piece of paper, write down Alam-e-Zahir, Alam-e-Ruhaniyat, write down Alam-e-Khayal, Alam-e-Khab in the middle. Alam-e-Khayal is more closer to Alam-e-Zahir, Alam-e-Khab is more closer to Alam-e-Ruhaniyat. What does dream do for us? And what does Alam-e-Khayal do for us? Alam-e-Khayal instantly shows us the timelessness and spacelessness. As soon you think of something, without taking any time and space, you fly to that place. Let's say that right now you are in Karachi. You think of this home. You are with me right here in your khayal. Does not take any time, nor it takes space. Because time and space are limited to Alam-e-Dunya, the jism, the physical body, is limited to that. Alam-e-Khab compared to Alam-e-Khayal, Alam-e-Khab is given to the Mu'mineen, especially. Everyone dreams, but especially to the Mu'mineen, Alam-e-Khab is given as a reward, a miracle to the Mu'mineen. Huzur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in one of his hadith says that I was given 46 miracles by Allah. I will leave you one miracle, the last one, the 46th miracle, and that is the miracle of dream. I will leave that for the Mu'mineen of the time of Qiyamah, our time. In your dream, I'm not going to do interpretation for you, okay? But generically, because dream is from the miracle of the Imam, sometimes Imam teaches us and shows us. If we can learn from it, we will benefit a great deal. If we ignore, we will lose a great deal. So in the dream, if a moment sees his soul taken away, scared or no scared, it has no, burden on the dream. If you are scared when your soul is taken, or if you're not scared when your soul is taken, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Is there a meaning when you're scared and not scared? Yes, definitely there is a meaning. But in this conversation, don't worry about that part, that you are scared or not scared. If Mu'min is shown that his soul is taken out from his body, Imam is teaching that, look, I can take the soul out of your body as I have put the soul in your body. And let me show you, I can do that again. In one of the Quranic ayat, Allah says, they are asking you that on that day, the day of Qiyamah, I will bring them alive when they are become a dust and bones. Tell them, did I not bring them alive from nothingness? Just like that, I will bring them alive on the day of Qiyamah. In your dream, there is a tawil of that ayat. If we have the ilm, we will be able to connect that dream and this ayat. Imam is showing you, look, how easy I can take the soul out of your body. Just as easy as I had put your soul in your body. And I can do it again. I can show you again. Seeing yourself or others as a child is a symbol, a learning, a teaching to Momin. Are you still acting like a child and taking baby steps? There is a positive and there's a negative teaching and learning in this. One, are you still a baby and taking a baby step? Second, take baby step and grow up. First one, negative, don't be child. Second, do take baby step to grow up. So that's how the dreams can be beneficial for the mu'mineen who has ilm of the dream. There is an ilm of the dream. आलम ख्वाब का भी एक इल्म होता है, जिस तरह से आलम रूहानियत का इल्म होता है. Just like there is the ilm of आलम रूहानियत, there is the ilm of आलम ख्वाब. जी.
Sir, I don't think people want you to go because I'm just getting more questions. But there's a continuation of this question about the dream. Somebody is asking, what does it mean if you never have any recollection of your dreams?
Another good question, very good question. Everyone dreams. Some remembers, some don't. People who do remember, the reason is because their conscience and their mind is always at a clear level, balanced level. Meaning, in their dreams, they are not running into their businesses, in their stores, just running around, driving around for no purpose. Because they are calm and their conscience is clear. That's why they remember their dreams more visibly, more clearly than others. Second reason for someone to remember dream is because they intentionally do tasbih, giryawzari, sujood before they go to sleep. Because sleep is also part of your ibadat. So if you do that, then your dream will be more visible and clear. And there is a third way. There is a third way and the higher way. There is actually a dua in the Quran. The Ya Allah, make my dream peaceful for me. What does it mean? Make my dream a way of ilm and a way of a peace and a way of a happiness for me. If you don't mind, my friends, my listener, my buzrugs, mu'mineen sleeps early. And before they sleep, they do dua, tasbih, sajda, shukr guzari, remembrance, Ismi Azam, all of that, because they have time to do all of that, because they go to bed early. But for some reason, there has been a fashion, some kind of fashion statement that, oh my God, I stay up until midnight. Every night I'm up until midnight. That has become a fashion statement. That is not a good sign for Mu'min. Mu'min, according to Imam Farman, goes to bed early and rises early. The benefit of going to bed early is that you have time to do your tasbih, ibadat, sajud, kiryawazari before you sleep. Hopefully, that will translate into good dreams and clear and visible dreams. Ji.
So we have one question that is, could you explain the seventh verse of the Ginan that we were on? They need to know the meaning of the seventh verse one more time. If you could just brief it a little bit. And then we have one more question if you would like to take that. I know it's late and you have a morning session at 7 o'clock, but it's your call.
So part 7, in which it says, "Oh brother, two kinds of cloud will hover in the time of Qiyamah. A cow will give birth to two calves." Okay. So remember, the Ginan is about the time of Qiyamah. There will be, what does cloud do? Number one, what does cloud do? Cloud hides the sun, the moon, the light, the stars. That is the purpose of the cloud, right? It hides everything. What other thing cloud do? Give us the water, rain. So in the time of the Qiyamah, there will be two kinds of clouds. Two kinds of clouds. One cloud will hide the facts, the truth, the Imam from the people. Second, there will be so much cloud, so much ilm, so much water, and those two clouds will look the same with a two different purposes. One of hiding the truth, and second, to give the knowledge. Those are the two clouds of the time of Qiyamah. To hide this fact, if you remember, the language and the vocabulary used in the Ginan is to teach and at the same time not to disclose Ruhaniyat to everybody. Ruhaniyat is there, but not to disclose to everyone. So it is called to change the subject. He changed the subject. I mean, look at the subject on the top, look at the subject on the bottom, and look at the subject in this middle line. You see, it talks about the two clouds, the two secrets of the time of Qiyamah. Then he changes the subject. Then गाय जो है वो दो बछड़े को जन्म देंगी. He changes the subject. He takes your mind away from the fact. He does not want everybody to catch him talking about Ruhaniyat. Then you will find the same principle in Quran. Matter of fact, you will find the same principle in Farman. When an Imam gives you a very high grade secret, instantly he will change the subject. So those who are not intellectual will run after what? The second example, where he has changed the subject. But those who are intellectual will do what? He said, wait a minute, you just told me a big secret. Let me ponder on that. G. Let's take one more question and then we can finish. As
Yes, sir.
see, we have to get up early in the morning.
Yes, sir. So actually, these two questions I think are related with each other, because one, I'll just read out both the questions to you and you can take your call. What is the difference between the world of thoughts and the world of imagination? Are both the same? And what does the meaning when Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah Alaihi Wasallam said that when you are free, then you spare 2 to 4 hours to be in the khayal of your ruh? And how does this farman mean in the perspective of world of thoughts and world of imagination? Second part of the question is, Baitul Khayal be understood through the lens of the world of thoughts and world of imagination. Please explain. And so there is continuation. We have another question that I feel was with the dream thing that was there, that there was no answer to what it means if you do not recall your dreams. Does it mean you are closer to being a human animal?
The last question. So what I did was by saying, let me tell you the positive of that question. And I said all the positive of the question. So we do not ponder on the negative of that question. So if you understood the positive of that question, then your answer was there. Okay? So I did answer it only in the positive manner, and I left the negative manner out. Okay? So sometimes as a teacher, we have to be careful because we wanted to make sure we are not walking on someone's emotion and we are not hurting anyone. So we have to be very careful in our answer. Come to your other. In Alam-e-Khiyal, the world of thoughts. World of thought, you can say world of imagination. Only difference between world of thoughts and world of imagination is world of thought is more geared towards the reality because it's closer to Alam-e-Jism, Alam-e-Zahir. And world of imagination is more geared toward the astral or the spiritual realm. उर्दू के अंदर इसको अलग अलग नामों से याद किया जाता है, आलम ख्याल और आलम मुशाहिदा. There are two different terms for that. The world of thought and world of imagination. Even though they are both one and the same, first one is closer to the reality and other one is more closer to the realm of higher being or a spiritual world. That's the difference. I believe there was a question A part 2 in which the person was asking about the Baitul Khayal. Baitul Khayal. And Imam saying, sit in the thoughts for 2 hours and think of your soul. Baitul Khayal, the word Baitul Khayal is there for a reason. Baitul means higher and inner. Baitul Khayal, higher and inner. So when we sit in the ibadat, we are doing two things. We are going to the higher realm and inner world. That is Baitul Khayal. The reason Imam has given us the farman like that, to give 2 hours thought to your soul, so you may not just sit with eyes closed and thinking of your soul, but to learn learn, learn, and learn. The more you learn, the ilm hakiki. What is ilm hakiki? Ilm of the Imam. The more you would know your soul. And Maula Ali says, those who know their soul know Allah. Then he said, those who know their soul more knows Allah more. So 2 hours of thought is to recognize your soul so you may recognize Allah. To recognize your soul more so you can recognize Allah more. Why there are 2 different statements? Because recognition is on the levels. Is on the level. So when you know your soul, you are here. When you know your soul more, you are here. There are levels in between knowing and knowing. There are levels. G. I think we should stop here. It's almost
Yes, sir.
20.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to take this opportunity. Yeah, Rehman Bhai is right here. So, Rehman Bhai, can you please go ahead and...
I think it's a wonderful session. And thank you so much, Aziz Bhai, for making these presentations. And we'll meet every 2 weeks. So we'll be meeting 2 weeks from now on Friday. Arshia, you are doing a wonderful presentation and moderation. So thank you so much for taking in chargeship from the very beginning to the end. And I really appreciate. And you are in Pakistan right now, so I hope you are enjoying there. And Aziz Bhai has a session in the morning, and there is another session too, another private session. So he will continuously working. Look like he has dedicated his life to give knowledge to everybody all the time. So he's doing a wonderful job and he's very dedicated. And I really appreciate Aziz Bhai for doing a wonderful presentation. Thank you so much. And everybody, Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, Yali
Yali
Madad.
Madad, Yali Madad, everybody. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Rehman Bhai, for this opportunity. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm enjoying in Karachi. I love it here. Thank you, Aziz sir, for such a wonderful session. Yali Madad, everybody.
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad.
Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
Very good job. Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, everybody.
Yali Madad. Wall. Shukr.
Shukran, Alhamdulillah. Ameen.